Oh, are you working tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, what time? And I will. Little problem. I'm only ever in 2 seconds of the story. I get a single scene. Jack takes me to the market and comes back with some beans. And that's it. Betsy, it's been swell, but you're done. And if you think about it, being sold for 3 lousy beans can have a serious impact on a person's self-worth. Am I right? I'm surprised that I turned out as glamorous as I did. I mean, have you ever seen a more glamorous cow before? How about now? Plus, the story you're told at bedtime and in movie adaptations isn't even the real story. I did it. Me. I saved everyone from that giant. But does anyone know that part of the story? Nope. Not even a thank you. Well, okay, there were a few thank yous and a parade, but I did not go down in fairy tale legend. But don't worry, that all ends today. Today, I'm hijacking this performance and retelling my own version. Today, people, it's time you all got the real story. Are you ready? So welcome to Jack, but mostly Betsy and the beanstalk. Let us begin. Once upon a time, in a magical land far away, boring, new version. In a super old English village, when magic was still a legit thing, there lived a boy, Jack, and his mother. Times were tough. Jack's father was gone. Jack and his mother were left to try and take care of the farm on their own.
Scene 2. Mama's got a brand new bag. Location inside Jack's house. Mother enters. She's wearing a fancy new dress and new, very blingy jewelry. While she may appear to be a lady, she is definitely from the wrong side of the tracks. Think My Fair Lady.
All right, gather round, family meeting. I have something of the highest importance I want to discuss with you. I said family meeting. Jack, get in here.
Cut.
Never mind.
Sorry, I was just doing my morning chores and I didn't hear you.
Never mind that. You're here now. How are you this morning, my darling boy?
Quite well. I wish Betsy would eat a little more, though. She's eating less and less feed every day. When Dad fed her, she didn't stop.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. It's Betsy.
What about Betsy?
Well, sweetheart, she's getting on in her years. And the fact of the matter is, your father left us with nothing. Not a single silver coin to carry on in this world without him. How could he? How does he expect us to live? There's not even enough food to fill a single shelf in our kitchen cupboard.
Mom, are you wearing a new dress?
No, I've had this thing for years.
It looks pretty new to me.
Well, it isn't. What was I saying? Oh, yes. We won't even be able to pay the rent. The cellar is empty and the wheat fields are bare. It is hopeless, Jack, absolutely hopeless. I can't carry on like this. We're going to be living on the streets. I just know it. Why? Oh, why me?
Mom, are you wearing new jewelry?
No. Don't be ridiculous, Jack. These are old gifts from your father that I must treasure now that he's gone. Oh, the pain, oh, the agony. To be alone in the world, to be alone, penniless and raising a child. What did I do to deserve this?
Ding dong.
Come in.
We have a delivery for this address, a new red velvet chaise lounge. Where do you want it?
Right there in the bedroom.
Whatever you say. Time to unload, boys.
Mom, did you order new furniture?
Of course not, dear. They must have the wrong house.
But you just told them to unload.
Did I? I don't recall that.
I literally just heard you say.
The point I am trying to make is that if we are going to have any chance of surviving in this cruel world, we are going to need to be extra careful and conserve our resources, which is why I need you to sell Betsy at today's market.
What?
I spoke with a vendor on the road this morning, and he's willing to make a good trade.
Oh, maybe the only reason we're broke is because you just bought a whole bunch of expensive stuff. I mean, who really needs a chaise lounge? Is it a bed? Is it a couch? It can't even make up its own mind.
Jack, those are two completely unrelated issues. And as I am your mother and the only adult in your life, you must listen to me.
But
We're selling Betsy, and that's final.
But
Sell the cow, Jack.
I don't want to.
Sell her, or I'll...
So, where do you want it?
Oh, right this way. I'll show you. I'll see you when you get back from the market. Be careful going through the door. I don't want any crushed velvet.
Oh, Betsy. Oh, I'm so sorry, old girl.
Scene 3. A freaking wizard. Location, the marketplace. Vendor 1 enters with a small market table. He busies himself behind the table. The vendor grabs a basket of goodies from the top of their table. Vendor 1 enters the audience and attempts to sell various wares.
Pots, pans, baskets and bread boxes, everything you need for the modern 18th century kitchen. It's all at me table in my market. Fresh vegetables, not so fresh vegetables, and we think we can eat it vegetables. Cobbled shoes, get your cobbled shoes here. We got oak, walnut, elm, and cherry woods. Tell your lady friends you want to sweep her off her feet with a pair of our softwood shoes.
Jack and Betsy enter and arrive at the market. Betsy is super excited to be away from the farm. Vendor 1 returns to his table and rolls it off stage as he exits. Jack and Betsy walk over to another table that belongs to Carl.
Oh, Jack, look at this table. Look at all the magical crystals and shiny stones. I bet this dude is a serious sorcerer, or maybe even a wizard. Oh, what I wouldn't give to meet a wizard.
Oh, Betsy, slow down. Just let me catch up. Oh, whoa, what is all that stuff? Oh.
Wow. Ah, yes. I've been waiting for you. Jack, Betsy, I'm Carl.
What? The dude knows our names? That is some serious crazy hocus pocus wizard action. I bet this guy can read minds. What am I thinking right now? Go on, tell me.
Oh, no, I don't do that. I simply met Jack's mother on the market road this morning, and she told me to expect you.
Would have been cooler if you were a wizard.
And now, your mother said you were looking to sell your cow. She's a bit on the slender side and definitely getting along in years, but...
Oh, excuse me? Excuse me? First off, I'm not old, I'm middle-aged, and there's a huge difference. And second off, Jack, you brought me here to sell me?
Betsy, I can explain.
Now, your mother had initially requested 50 shillings, but I can see from your situation that you're in need of much more. I am willing to trade Betsy for these 3 magic beans.
What? I mean, you expect me to believe that these 3 little beans?
Yes, I could give you 50 shillings and you'll be on my merry way, but you and your family will spend that money in a week, maybe 2. Then where will you be? You have nothing left to sell. You'll be alone with no income out on the street. At least with these magic beans, you have a shot.
But you expect me to believe that those 3 little
Not
beans...
just any old magic beans. Now, the sorcerer who created them prophesied that the planter of these magic beans would have riches beyond compare, more wealth than a person could ever imagine.
Whoa.
Okay. Back off, wizard man. Jack, this is ridiculous. Right now, you quite literally get all of the milk for free, all the moo juice you could ever want, and it's organic and non-pasteurized. Centuries from now, boogie Lulu-wearing hipsters will endure Sunday morning farmers market crowds for just a drop of what I'm producing. Do you really want to give all this up for some beans?
Oh, Betsy, I wish things were different, old girl, but, ever since my dad left, we've barely been scraping by. Maybe with those magic beans, I'd have a shot at, getting something, and then after a little while, I could buy you back. I mean, what do I have to lose?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe just your best friend?
Betsy, please try to understand.
Oh, I understand perfectly. You stay with a family your entire life. Dedicate yourself to them. Care for them. Keep them safe and feed them every day forever. All of your energy goes into them. And then one day, when they've sucked your poor brown and white speckled body dry, they turn on you. And for 3 lousy beans, no less.
I think you mean 3 magic beans enchanted by the most powerful sorcerer in the realm.
Not the time, wizard!
Yes, sorry. Read the room, Carl.
Do you even know what those 3 lousy beans do? For all you know, you plant those magic beans and they grow 3 ginormous brown slugs that surround your farm with waves of slug slime. And you know what? You'd deserve it.
I believe I mentioned riches and unimaginable wealth. I'm not sure where the slugs came from.
Oh, here, Jack. Take your 3 magic beans. I hope the horrific smell of slug slime reminds you of your betrayal. And when it all goes sideways, you can beg until the cows come home, But this cow is foreclosing forever.
Oh, Betsy, please.
Wizard!
Again, not a wizard. I'm Carl.
Wizard, play me some storming off music, if you please.
Bang, 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 bang. Here, good luck. I hope the magic beans work out for you.
Goodbye. Maybe I can visit when she calms down.
Yeah, that would be nice. We could do tea. I got some great tea, I tell you.
I'd like that.
Wizard!
I should go.
Scene 4, blindsided. Location, the English countryside.
So Jack, after betraying his best friend, happily skipped home with his 3 magic beans that he got from a random side-of-the-road salesman who wasn't even a real enchanter. Lame. Can we just stop for a second and really think that through? Jack sold his best friend for 3 magic beans that he wasn't even entirely sure were actually magic. I mean, isn't that kind of weird to you? Humans, I'll never understand you. As I was saying, after his oh so pleasant trip to the market, Jack returned home to tell his mother about his trade. His heart was filled with hope and optimism. Except you've all just met Jack's mother, so you know that 3 magic beans was exactly what she was expecting, right? Not even close. So Jack gets home and...
Scene 5, the maternal reckoning. Location, inside Jack's house.
Cherry truffle. Delicious. What's this one? Caramel fudge. Oh my gosh. So good.
Are you eating chocolates?
My baby. No. No, I didn't hear you come in.
Since when could we afford anything but gruel?
Don't judge me, Jack. I'm a heartbroken woman. How's the market? Did you find the right vendor? Did you get up a good price? He didn't try to cheat you, did he? I swear, if he tried to cheat you.
I mean, did I pick money over friendship? I did what you asked.
Well, then hand over the money. Oh, Jack, think of it. Gold plates, silk sheets, shoes encrusted with jewels. I can barely contain my excitement. Give me the money. I knew that cow would fetch a good price.
Well, here you go.
What are these?
Beans.
I can see that, Jack. But where's the money? You were supposed to get 50 shillings for her.
Well, the vendor said the money wouldn't last, so he gave me the beans instead. He said they were magic.
Magic. You've been taken for a fool. That slimy con artist tricked you. And you let him. I can't believe you, Jack. I was counting on that money. How am I going to pay for all of this? This dress, these jewels, open the furniture. What am I going to do?
You could return it.
How dare you? You don't just return a chaise lounge. What would everyone say? Now, you listen to me. I sent you to get me 50 shillings, and you're going to get me 50 shillings.
What? From where? It's not like money grows on trees.
Maybe it grows on beanstalks. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to eat the remaining chocolates and then cry to my chaise lounge into a weak attempt to forget my lowliness. Come back with your 50 shillings, Jack.
What am I gonna do? 50 shillings? If Betsy were here, she'd know what to do.
Scene 6. Learning to grow. Location, the English countryside.
That night, everyone slept, and I packed up gemstones and mood crystals for a self-proclaimed non-sorcerer sorcerer. Me and the wizard were becoming fast friends. I yelled a lot, and he gave me whatever I wanted. It was a friendship built on mutual respect and understanding. He was such an adorable little pushover. Anyways, that night, something happened that defied all the laws of the natural world. From the very spot where Jack's magic beans had landed after his mother tossed out their only means of sustenance, a giant beanstalk began to grow.
Dramatic hand gestures towards the ground where the beans are to summon the growth of a beanstalk. A growing sound cue is also played, but nothing happens.
A beanstalk began to grow.
Again, gestures and sound cues. Nothing happens.
Beanstalk began to grow?
Again, gestures and a sound cue, but nothing happens.
All right, I think we're lacking some collaborative synergy here, people. Could you help me, please? Okay, repeat after me. A beanstalk began to grow.
A beanstalk began to grow.
No, it's not enough. We need the actions too. Repeat after me. A beanstalk began to grow.
A beanstalk began to grow.
Oh, we forgot the music. One more time, all together now.
A beanstalk began to grow.
Yes, a beanstalk grew immediately in the wink of an eye with absolutely no outside help. And man, did that thing grow. Like, for real, that thing grew. Like, there's not enough weed control in the galaxy. It grew up into the heavens, and by morning, no one could see the top. Which, might I add, is of considerable concern. Would it come crashing down if a gust of wind hit it? What if it was struck by lightning in a thunderstorm? Like, did no one at any time stop to question the safety of this massive organic structure exploding out of the earth?
Wow, a beanstalk! I'm gonna climb it right now.
Apparently not. Jack climbed up the beanstalk, and what he found at the top was unexpected.
Scene 7. Let's meet a giant. Location, giant forest with a meadow.
Whoa! I made it to the top. Oh, look at this place. Oh, that's a castle floating in the clouds. Oh, look at it. It's huge. Oh, look over there. Oh, there's a forest. It's massive. I can't even see the tops of the trees. Oh, I'm walking on clouds and in a floating forest, and I'm not falling to my death. You hear me, world? I'm not dead!
Jack proceeds to do a victory dance.
Yeah, we can all hear you. Trust me, the souls in the afterlife can hear you. Now, are you the delivery guy? You got me order a pheasant.
What?
Don't tell me you got the order wrong again. Your establishment is the worst. You will not be getting a good review from me when the town crier comes to looking for material. And not even a single star. And I'm known all over the giant kingdom.
Giant?
All I wanted was a chill night. Maybe watch the jousting with the delicious meal of pheasant and potatoes. Pheasant that I don't currently have. I mean, did you bring anything to eat at all? What kind of delivery guy delivers nothing?
Oh no, I'm not. Are you really a giant? I've never seen a giant before. Although I did think giants were a little bigger.
Well, fee, fi, fo, fum, aren't you the regular wise guy? For your information, I am a giant. The name's Anzo, and I want it stated for the record that I might be small for me age, but I'm due for a growth spurt any day now. So you might want to watch what you say to me.
I didn't mean anything by it. I'm Jack. I just came up that beanstalk.
Now, wait a minute. You came up a beanstalk. You came up this beanstalk. What the? You're a human? Like a for real human? God, they'll hire anyone these days. I always thought you'd be a bit smaller.
Well, I guess I already had my growth spurt.
A real wise guy, yeah? I like it. Come on, I'll show you around the grand tour.
Whoa.
Well, that right there is the humongous harbor.
That's neat. Those ships are over 100 feet.
And over here, we have the massive meadow.
Nice. Oh, it's a little shade.
And that is Gigantic Gorge. They say that the gorge is so big, most giants can't jump it, but I probably could if I tried.
This place is enormous. A giant kingdom up in the clouds. An actual giant sitting right in front of me.
Ah, well, what can I say? We giants are pretty impressive.
Oh, and what's that place?
Pointing at a castle.
Ah, that's my castle.
Can we go? I bet your room is bigger than my whole house.
No, my house isn't that cool. Actually, it's on the smaller side. Why don't we go to the jousting instead? You ever seen two giants jousting? It'll blow your mind.
Anzo!
Who's yelling?
That's just my neighbor. You know, a giant's voice can travel for miles.
Anzo!
Haha, on second thought, today is not the day for jousting. The weather's starting to turn.
What are you talking about? There's not a cloud in the sky. Well, except the one we're standing on.
Yep, it's gonna rain. We giants have a sixth sense about these things. You should probably go long way down, I bet.
Anzo! Let's go! I'm waiting!
Yep, definitely. Time to go. I mean, there could be thunder or even lightning. You do not want to be on the beanstalk when there's lightning, right? So, oh, right. Totally forgot. Here you go. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, it's not much of a
3
tip.
large coins.
Sorry, not much of a tip, but I think that is pretty generous considering you showed up without the food. Gotta go.
But I'm not a delivery guy. 3 gold coins? Huh. But they're meant for the delivery guy, not me. I mean, I don't see a delivery guy. Do you? So there's no harm, right? I mean, he practically just shoved these into my hand. Oh, Mom is never gonna believe this.
Scene 8. Matriarchal madness. Location, inside Jack's house.
And this here is the drawing room, where I will most likely be lounging as someone draws a portrait of me.
Yes, madam.
Now, what shall we call you?
I beg your pardon, madam?
All butlers need a name.
Oh, madam, I have a name.
Yes, but you need a butler name. I know, Jeeves. Jeeves, fetch me some water. No, that won't do. That's so overdone. What about Alfred? Alfred, fetch the tea. No, that's so cliche. Wait, Belvedere, no. Jeffrey, no. Jervis, no.
Arthur, if it pleases the lady of the house.
Got it. We shall call you Arthur. It just seems to roll off the tongue so prettily.
Excellent choice, madam.
Arthur, be a dear and fetch my slippers.
Of course.
Mom, Mom, you won't believe what just happened. Who was that?
Oh, that's Arthur. He's the but a friend. He's come to comfort me in my time of need. So you're back, are you? Does that mean you have 50 shillings?
Nope. I have something way better.
That's what you said the last time, and you came home with magic beans.
I have these.
Is that gold?
Yep.
Real gold?
Yep.
And it's ours?
And all I had to do was not deliver a pheasant.
That's it? You didn't have to do anything?
Yeah, I was just given them.
Oh, Jack, my darling boy. You've always been my favorite son. You could buy a new carriage or get a boathouse on the canal. Jack, do you remember on Sundays when you were small, we'd go down to the water and watch all the boats coming up the canal? You used to run up and down the side of the locks and watch the lockkeeper lower the boats, and you'd wave to all the people in the boats. You were so happy then. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember. You were happy too.
And afterwards, we'd go to the market and buy fresh bread and jam and sit on the grass stuffing our faces and watching the boats go by. You had jam all over your face and hands. The jam stains never came out of your shirt.
Oh yeah. And do you remember when I tried to wipe my hands on the grass, but then the grass got stuck to my hands? And then Dad had to take me to the water to wash them? You'd freak out because you thought I was gonna fall in, but Dad just laughed and laughed and
Yes, I remember. You, me, and Dad back then. Well, if life wasn't so miserable, when life wasn't so miserable and unfair, why does everyone leave me? Am I that terrible? Am I that awful to be around?
come on, Mom.
Why? What did I do to deserve this life?
Well, at least now we can afford all the stuff that you bought. Maybe that'll make you happy. Here.
Jack, I don't know how you did it, but this is extraordinary. I'm so lucky to have you.
Oh. It's because I'm extraordinary.
Mother grabs Jack and smothers him with hugs, which can be big and over the top, where Jack tries to fight her off, but secretly he likes the attention. Finally, Mother lets go. Scene 9. When the money goes. Location, the English countryside.
Wow, isn't that nice? A superficial family moment built up around a facade of sunshine and faux dewdrops. I mean, could Jack and his mom be any more pretend happy? No way. I know you lovely people see right through the charade because you've heard this story before and you know that it doesn't just end with a few gold coins. What do you think? Is that where the story ends? Does Jack's mother just want gold coins? Does this brown and white cow print bring out my eyes? Duh, I knew it. Think of the next part of the show as an all-you-can-eat banquet. You know you shouldn't, but what's one more shrimp? So Jack and his mother enjoyed a beautiful moment and life was pleasant. For a while. But Jack's mother couldn't help herself, and nice things don't come cheap. With the gold coins Jack gave her, his mother started buying goose down pillows, French silks, and everything else in sight. Anything that would allow her to forget, even just for a little while.
Scene 10. When the river runs dry. Location, inside Jack's house. Mother enters with a pile of papers that she is reading and tossing as she goes.
Tailor, 15 pounds. The baker, 2 pounds 20. The Thatcher, payment past due. Your immediate attention is required. How did this happen? I just bought a few little things, just a few little pick-me-ups. But now, final notice, payment required immediately, 30 days late. This is crazy. Does no one understand? I'm in a state of mourning. Why can't you respect the grieving process?
Hey, Mom. After breakfast, I was going to visit Betsy and the Wizard and have some tea. Carr told me that they're creating some new side hustle. It's called The Divine Bovine. It's a traveling show where Betsy reads people's fortune. Can you imagine people lining up to their fates read by a dairy cow?
Jack, just whatever you want.
Mom, what's wrong?
We're poor again.
What? How? I just gave you those gold coins. How could you possibly?
Well, aren't we quick to judge?
I just don't understand.
What's there to understand? We're broke, penniless, as poor as church mice. Oh, Jack, I don't know what to do. But you do. You know what to do. You're the one who got us those gold coins. If you got them for us once, you could get them for us again.
Hold on a sec, though.
Yes, of course. Just a little trip up the old beanstalk, and we're back in high society.
Mom, you're not listening. I know you miss Dad, but
Jack, please. If we don't do something, this house, this farm, it'll all be gone. We'll have nothing left. Do you want that? Do you?
no.
Please,
But
please, Jack. Please. Just one more trip up the beanstalk. No harm, right?
right. Okay. Just stay out of trouble while I'm gone.
Scene 11. Behind every cloud is another cloud. Location, the giant forest with a meadow. Jack enters. He's exhausted, having climbed the beanstalk for a second time.
That climb is insane. It did not get easier the second time. I'm just gonna sit for a second and I'm gonna catch my breath.
Anzo and his friend Gabby Goose enter. Gabby is carrying a set of golden eggs.
Oh man, it took forever to get out of there. The demands, the commands, the tantrums. I swear one of these days I'm just going to say, that's it, I quit.
What you gonna do? Fly south?
Everybody's a comedian.
Okay. No harm, no foul.
Oh, look who we have here. Hiya, Jack. Did you finally bring me my pheasant? Because it's been a while and I prefer my meals fresh.
No, I have.
A day off. Us too.
I didn't know that giants worked.
Oh, well, they don't. But
Everyone works nowadays, Jackie boy, because of the economy.
The economy?
The economy.
economy.
But no one's working today. Gabby and I decided to leave the castle and come down to the meadow.
We took a little waddle, if you will.
I will not. Come down to the meadow and play.
Yonking yolks.
You are not calling it that.
What's good for the goose is good for.
I am no gander.
I'm a set the eggs.
Are those golden eggs? Like eggs made out of solid gold?
What else would eggs be made of?
I don't know. Egg?
Your friend seems like he's had a few feathers plucked, if you know what I mean.
Enough. It's time to play. The rules are simple. You place one egg over here, okay? And then each of us has another egg. And the person who rolls their egg the closest to that egg wins. Simple, but I have to warn you, I'm a pretty good player. I have the finesse, the prowess, and the strength of mind.
Oh, please. Last time I roasted you.
Oh, quit your flapping. I'll take on both of you.
Jack gets into position and rolls his egg towards the golden egg marker.
Woohoo! Okay, you got to admit, that was pretty good.
Not bad, not bad. But it's time for a real gosling to show you how it's done.
Gabby gets ready to throw an egg. This should be highly physical. Think like Fred Flintstone bowling if Fred Flintstone was a goose.
Like a flying V, my form is perfect.
Watch the real champ work.
Anzo gets ready to throw an egg. His bowling approach is way more over the top than Gabby's. And he's absolutely awful. His egg goes in the opposite direction.
A real champ. I expected a swan, but got the ugly duckling.
I was warming up.
Anzo!
Well, that was a great game. Gabby and I better be going now.
Anzo!
Your neighbor sounds really annoyed with you.
Neighbor?
Yep.
That's not our neighbor.
Yup, our neighbor. We were probably making too much noise. You know, yonkin yolks can get so out of hand. You know us giants, always yelling.
Us giants? You're not.
Yup, this giant has to go. Now, Gabby.
But what about your eggs?
No worries. We'll come get them later. I can lay a dozen more if I have to.
Now, Gabby.
Oh, quit your hissing. I'm coming.
Bye. See you around, I guess.
Jack starts to clean up the eggs.
A goose that lays golden eggs and a giant? Now I've seen everything. A golden egg, huh? I bet this is worth more than a few gold coins. And the bills are piling up. Gabby did say that laying more eggs was easy, but he didn't exactly say I could take them either. Oh, but Mom is desperate, and it sounds like we really need the money. Besides, what are they gonna do? Just sit out here in the meadow? It's not like they're using them for anything. No, Jack, that's stealing. What do you think? Should I take just one? That's what I'll do. I'll take one and I'll leave the rest.
He starts to build a nest for the remaining eggs.
Plus, if Gabby and Anzio were here, I'm sure they would give me one. Totally. Absolutely.
Scene 12. Oh, no, you didn't. Location inside Jack's house.
Pardon me, madam.
What is it, Arthur? I'm trying to prepare for my portrait session. And the artist will be here any moment.
Yes, my lady. I've just received word the portraitist will not be joining us today. Apparently, he still hasn't received his deposit.
How dare he? I've been waiting for this forever. I'm so disappointed. How unprofessional to cancel last minute.
And while I have your attention, madam, I'd like to discuss my own employ. You see, I also have not received payment.
Arthur, please, can you not see how distraught I am? Surely, this is not the time to speak of such things. I wish to be alone. The idea of not having my image preserved is just too overwhelming.
Madam,
Is there no hope for me? No small kindness in this world? Must I consistently be let down and cast aside in this life?
Mom, there you are.
Look at me, Jack. Look at my eyes. This is what poverty looks like, and I do not wear it well. I fear I have aged beyond my years with worry, doubt, and of course, the agony of deprivation. Oh, whoa! Spare yourself and don't look at me.
Well, why don't we look at these instead? It's a golden egg. A solid gold egg.
Oh, Jack, I can't.
You have to do better this time. No wild, extravagant, over-the-top spending.
Yes, of course. I need to be sensible. I need to plan for the future.
No new dresses or fancy shoes or nights out on the town. Just the essentials.
Yes. Only the things of utmost importance.
Like rent and food.
And a butler.
What? No!
Quite right. Absolutely. Definitely not a butler.
you called, madam.
Not now, Arthur. Okay. I'll try to be more sensible.
Do you promise?
Yes, Jack.
Mom, this is important to me. Do you promise?
I know it is, Jack. Jack, I promise I'll be more responsible.
Okay. Here. Now, I'm going to go see if I can still make tea with Betsy and Carl. Take that to the bank, Mom.
Arthur?
Yes, madam.
We need to go to the bank at once. We need to deposit this. I made Jack a promise, and I must keep it.
Excellent, madam. Perhaps her ladyship would consider taking a different route rather than the main street. The cabinet makers have a new selection of Italian walnut wardrobes, and I wouldn't want you to be tempted.
Yes, well, a wardrobe might be considered an essential item. A person must have a place to put their clothes. No. Oh, you're right, Arthur. I'm too easily led astray. I must learn some self-control for Jack's sake.
Yes, madam.
He takes very good care of me. Works too hard most of the time. He deserves better. I need to get better for him. Starting right now, Arthur, we're walking Main Street and we're not buying anything. Just you watch me.
Madam?
No, I can do this. Down Main Street, straight to the bank, buy nothing.
Yes, my lady.
Scene 3. An ostentatious Italian walnut wardrobe. Location, the English countryside.
Jack's mother joyfully skipped down Main Street towards the bank to deposit the golden egg that she had promised Jack she would take good care of and not spend on anything luxurious or impractical. She made a minor detour to the cabinet makers to look at a lovely Italian walnut wardrobe, but remembered her beautiful son's plea and so refrained from purchasing anything at all. Things were finally looking up. The town finished all of its construction projects on time. People were given more social programming without having to pay more taxes. And most of all, politicians finally started to tell the truth. All was right in the world. That chance. Oh, but we can dream, can't we? You know as well as I do that Jack's mother went up and down Main Street buying up everything she possibly could. Candlesticks, fine china, tapestries, spices, teas, chocolate, and yes, even an ostentatious Italian walnut wardrobe. It didn't even fit through the front door of their house. And before you know it, Jack and his mom were back in the red.
Scene 14. What would an 18th century repo man look like? Location, inside Jack's house. Mother enters with a bouquet of flowers. She is arranging them when Arthur enters.
Good afternoon, madam.
Sir, just look at these flowers. Don't they just remind you of summer? I do love the color and vibrancy of fresh cut flowers.
Oh, indeed, madam. If I may.
Got them from the flower shop this morning as I was out on my daily constitutional. They are just so aromatic.
Madam, I beg your pardon, but...
I'm here for your stuff.
Ah! An intruder! Get out of here, you vermin! Arthur, some assistance!
Of course. May I offer you some assistance, sir?
Not him! Me! Assist me!
It's best if you don't resist. I'm just gonna take a few things back and then be on my way. You see, that's what happens when you don't pay your bills.
How dare you accuse me of such things? I am a lady.
Yeah, you are, but you's a poor lady. A lady that'll be going to debtor's prison if she can't pay up.
Debtor's prison?
It's a modern 18th century invention. You see, we take all the English folk who can't pay what they owe and we lock them up and force them to work off their debt. And by the looks of you, you gonna owe a lot. Probably your whole life, come to think of it.
The repo man pulls out a giant sack and starts taking things.
Her? How could you let him in here?
I was only trying to assist, madam.
Arthur, you are no help whatsoever.
Oh, I'm so sorry, madam. I will do better. Sir, might I show you upstairs? There are several fine tapestries hung in my lady's bedchamber.
Arthur!
Fear not, I'm helping.
Debtor's prison? I can't go to prison. My soft, delicate hands won't last a day doing hard labor. Effort is something I thought I had overcome.
Mom? Why is there a strange man in the kitchen helping your friend wrap up those teacups?
Well, traitorous wretch. The worst butler ever.
I knew he was a butler.
You's got some pretty good taste for abroad. Too bad you can't afford good taste in today's day and age. Am I right?
Mom, what is he talking about?
There's no use hiding it, Jack. I'm in trouble. Like big, big trouble.
Oh, what did you do?
If you ask me, it's a pretty cut and dry case. Her ladyship bought a lot of fancy stuff with a whole lot of nothing.
Thank you. I wasn't looking for your input, but please continue raiding my house.
Oh, whatever you say, my lady.
My spending has finally caught up with me, Jack, and that man you saw is here to collect some things and try to pay my debts back, but...
Oh, man! I've never seen so many dresses. I'm gonna have to get a second cart.
And what happens if you can't pay back your debts?
I'll be taken to...
Debtor's prison. That place is the absolute worst. One cell for everyone, men and women. No chamber pot, bland food, and I've never met a single soul who was actually able to get out of debtor's prison. Most of them stay forever because they never work enough to pay their debt off. Such
All
a
right.
sad, sad way to live.
All right, and that's enough. Thank you so much for not only barging into my house, reclaiming all of my things, but now you have to scare my only child.
Maybe I should use the side door.
Mom?
I'm sure it won't come to that. Everything is in great shape and we'll sell at a good price. Besides, you and I both know that something like this was bound to happen, and with the way I've been carrying on, I haven't been myself lately or really thinking things through. You tried to warn me, Jack, and you didn't listen.
Mom, don't worry. I have a plan. I'm going to fix this.
Jack, wait! Jack, I'm the one who needs to take responsibility, Jack! Oh.
Scene 15. It ain't over till the harpist sings. Location, giant forest with a meadow. Anzo and Gabby enter. They're getting ready for a picnic.
So I go to the fishmonger the other day to get some stuff for our picnic, and the clerk asks, well, is that everything for you today? And I say, yes, just the bell, please. You get it? The bell? The bell, because I'm a goose, and I got me one of these.
Hysterical, Gabby.
You know, Anzo, I don't think you got the joke. I'll tell it again. Okay, so
No, I got it.
Good afternoon, everyone. I see the fun has already begun.
Forget about it. Gabby was just making a joke.
Oh, I love jokes.
Not these jokes.
So I was at the fishmonger.
Harper, how's about you play something for us instead?
Oh no, I couldn't possibly. I'm ready.
Harper pulls out the harp made of pure solid gold. Harper stands and prepares for the performance, which includes shaking various body parts, lemon and lion face, and a facial massage. All the strange things that performers do to get ready.
Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat.
What kind of shake your tail feathers is that?
Silence. I need to channel the music within.
Harper does several vocal warm-ups and tunes the harp.
Come, my muse. It is time to grace the world with your unique song. Prepare to be inspired.
Harper proceeds to perform a song. This can be any song the actor knows, accompanied by the harp. Harper strums the harp and rocks out during the performance. The whole thing needs to be bad. Bad playing, bad dancing, bad singing, bad posing, and as over the top as possible. The song should finish in an epic pose.
And I thought your jokes were bad.
Thank you. Thank you. I am nothing without my fans.
Anzo! Anzo!
What can we do for you, Jackie boy?
It's my mom. She's in trouble. She might be taken to debtor's prison. Ever since my dad left, she's been buying all this stuff that we couldn't afford. And my mom was just so sad. And then when we tried to pay the bills, well, we really did try. We did. I even sold Betsy, my cow, and my best friend at the local market.
You sold your best friend?
But it wasn't enough. The bills just kept coming and coming. And then I thought we were all right because you gave me those gold coins, even though I wasn't a delivery guy. And we were able to buy for a little while. But it's got bad again. My mom just bought more and more and more things, but it wasn't helping. Nothing was making her feel better, and then the overdue bills just started to show up, and the payment due notices. I had to do something. So I took one of Gabby's golden eggs.
You took one of my eggs?
But even with the golden egg, we only managed to buy time. And right now there's a man at my house and he's taking all of our stuff. And he says that if we don't pay off all of our debts today, my mom is going to be taken in debtor's prison. Oh, she'll have to work and work until we pay back all of the money. And who knows how long that will be. She could be there forever.
Yikes. That sounds really intense.
Wait, who are you?
Harper. I play the harp. I'm friends with these guys.
Friends is a loose term.
Is that a gold harp?
Oh, actually, yes. It's one of the many perks of...
Is it solid gold?
Yes.
I really need that harp. Please give it to me.
I'm sorry. I get your situation, but it's not mine to give.
I honestly don't care whose it is. I need it.
Jack snatches the golden harp out of Harper's hand.
I'm really sorry.
Hey, just what do you think you're doing?
Jack, you can't do that. That harp doesn't belong to you. You're stealing.
Jack, you don't understand.
No, you don't understand. You're a giant. You're rich. You have gold, everything. You're not even going to miss this gold harp.
He thinks you're a giant?
Oh, putting the pieces together.
Jack, please.
Enzo, I need this.
They're coming together slowly, but I think...
Anzo!
Jack, just give us back the harp and then get out of here.
Anzo!
I can't do that.
Almost there.
Anzo! I don't like waiting.
I'm sorry.
Jack, no.
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
No, I lost it.
Why does that kid think you're a giant?
There it is. Yeah. Why does Jack think you're a giant?
Because I told him I was a giant. How was he supposed to know the difference? He came up a beanstalk from nowhere. Being a giant is a lot better than being what I actually am, a silly kitchen hand.
You better hide, 'cause here I come.
All I know is if the actual giant finds out that you gave some human kid gold coins, a golden egg, and my gold harp, we are all dead meat.
Oh, definitely. We're sitting ducks.
But what exactly are we going to do in this situation?
We're gonna go after him.
By we, you mean,
You want us to go down there?
Well, we sure can't stay up here. And you always talk about leaving.
and by us, you mean,
Anzo! When I find you, you're going to be sorry.
Yep, eat, come, let's go. Yep, time to go, let's go.
Scene 16. It is better to be poor than dishonest. Location, outside of Jack's house.
Mom, everything's all right. I have a golden harp. We can sell it and pay off all of your debts. Mom, where are you?
Jack finds a note outside of his house. He picks it up and reads it.
Dear Master Jack, despite the repossession of all of your valuables, your mother was unable to pay back the remaining balance. Consequently, she has been taken to debtor's prison. I was informed that you, as her son, are allowed to pay off her debt if you have the means to do so. Best of luck, Arthur the butler.
Anzo, Gabby, and Harper enter. Anzo and Harper are out of breath.
Man, that kills fast.
It wasn't that impressive.
Shut up, Gabby. You just flew down. You didn't climb anything.
Okay, why don't you make like a bird and fly?
Enough! We don't have time for this. The giant's gonna find out we're gone any minute. And then it's only a matter of time before he finds the beanstalk and starts to climb down. We have to figure this out before that happens.
Right.
Right.
Anzo, you go find Jack. Gabby, we're going to the market to find Jack's friend Betsy. Maybe she can talk some sense into him.
Got it. House is this way.
way.
Oh, sorry, this way.
Right the first time.
Jack enters with a bag for the harp.
Maybe there's still time. I can take this harp straight to the jail and get her out before anything happens.
Jack is about to exit towards town when
Stop right there. You, no good, thieving, false friend, backstabber, give me back that harp.
I don't have time for this. They've taken my mom to prison. Why do you care so much? You have gold, everything. You're a giant.
I am not a giant.
But you said.
I know what I said. I lied. I'm not a giant. I'm a kitchen hand. I work in the giant's kitchen. The giant took me from my parents and I've worked there ever since. Do you have any idea what the real giant will do when he finds out if you stole from him and that we let you?
Well, technically you didn't let me.
That won't matter, Jack. When the giant finds out, and he will find out, prison will be the least of your worries.
You lied to me.
Yes, because you're the perfect example of honesty.
Why didn't you tell me the truth?
I don't know. You were so excited to meet a real giant. No one's ever thrilled about meeting the help. Why didn't you tell me you needed the money?
I wanted to solve it on my own. I wanted to prove that I could take care of my mom. I didn't want anyone to know we were in trouble.
Well then,
Well then,
I guess we both suck.
here. I need it, but it sounds like you need it more. And the harp wasn't mine to begin with. I'm sorry I took it, Anzo. I'll get my mom out of prison in a different way.
I should have told you the truth from the start. Then none of this would have happened. You keep the harp. You're trying to do right by your ma, and I respect that. We'll deal with the giant another way.
I insist. You keep it.
Nah, you keep it.
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 How about I keep it? I'll have earned it after I get all of you out of this disaster. Wizard!
After being cast aside, dismissed, and rejected, the divine bovine Betsy was called upon by the very people who betrayed her
Yeah, you did.
to bring forth aid in their most perilous hour. The divine bovine Betsy shows mercy even when she herself was shown none.
Beautiful intro, Carl. Magnificent.
I'll go grab the plow and reins.
Wizard, you are the grass to my manure. Okay, people, gather round. Old Betsy here has a plan for which, when all of this is done, you will bow down, grovel, and beg me for forgiveness. Milk was never the only thing I was good for. You hear me?
Betsy, I am so glad you're here. I've made so many mistakes. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, you done messed up good, Jack. You never should have sold me. But it's also the best thing that's ever happened to me. Because of the awful decision you made, and I mean awful. You literally sold your best friend for 3 legumes. But regardless, it did allow me to unleash my hidden talents, meet a wizard, and build our unbreakable bond. And it is that bond that will eventually lead to our total global domination of the entertainment market as the divine bovine, fortune teller and truth seer of the people for the people. I will rise victorious. I digress. Okay, people, let's pull down that ginormous beanstalk before a giant finds it and follows you down and takes out all of humanity.
Carl enters with reins. He hands one end to Betsy and wraps the other end around the beanstalk.
Back it up, people. Time to watch genius at work.
Betsy pulls on the reins to pull down the beanstalk. It is very physical. Betsy tries several different positions for pulling.
I think Betsy needs help. Let's cheer her on.
Carl, Enzo, and Jack get the audience to cheer her on. There is a loud sound cue of a tree cracking and then collapsing to the ground. As the beanstalk falls over, Betsy also collapses to the ground. Jack runs to Betsy.
Betsy, you did it! You did it, old girl! You saved us!
Yeah, I did. Betsy for the win.
I'll take her back to the market and get her some healing crystals. Maybe Gabby and Harper can make her some tea.
Jack, if you hurry, you can still free your mother.
Will she be okay?
Will I be okay? I'm Betsy, the divine bovine.
I'll be right back, Betsy. I promise.
Jack exits with the golden harp. Carl slowly gets Betsy to her feet. Betsy is still kind of weak on her feet.
Betsy, let me help you out.
You know, the best wizard in the whole world, right?
Still not a wizard.
Scene 17. Mother May I. Location, the English countryside. Mother is sitting in the middle of the countryside with her hands tied. She is trying to break free.
You untie me, you fiendish brute. Don't you know who I am? I, good sir, am a lady, and I demand to be treated like one. Aha! Oh, this is awful. I don't even care about this stuff anymore. I shouldn't have cared in the beginning. I care about Jack. I care about my son, and I'm leaving him all alone. I was so busy thinking about myself that I didn't think about him and what could happen to him. First his father and now me. That boy's been through too much, and it's just not fair.
Come on, come on. I haven't got all day. I'm trying to wrap up this before my needlework class. Yeah, that's right. I cross-stitch. Don't judge me. The ladies in my class say my tension is just perfect. It's my night off, and I don't want to miss it. So let's go, let's go!
Repo attaches a rope to the rope around Mother's hand and pulls her to her feet.
This is no way to treat a lady of my stature. It's deplorable. Untie me this very instant. Are you even listening to me?
Oh my gosh, lady. I haven't been able to stop listening to you. You haven't closed your trap since we left your house. It's beyond annoying.
Manners are a thing, you know, and people might be less repulsed by you if you were more polite and breathed occasionally. And as the person who's downwind from you, I can tell you, this stench is deafening.
Enough talking, time to start walking.
You want me to walk tied up?
That's the general idea.
Are you mad?
You got something against my rope?
Several things, actually. For starters,
Wait! Don't take her! I can pay! Here!
Jack hands the repo man the golden harp.
Is this harp made of gold?
Yep, the whole thing. Solid gold. Does that cover our debt? Can you let my mother go? She's the only person I have left.
I don't know.
let me go or I will talk your ear off the whole way there, and you know I'm good for it.
Your debt is cleared. Your debt is cleared.
Now that I'm not going to debtor's prison, I want to give you a piece of my mind.
Are you sure this lady is worth all that gold?
That and a whole lot more.
Really?
Yeah, she's my mom. To me, she's priceless. Sure, she's not perfect. In fact, she's the biggest pain in my butt sometimes. But she's my mom, and I love her. Good times and bad.
Aw, Jack.
Whatever you say. See you around, kid.
Do you really think I'm priceless?
You are to me. You're worth all of the gold in the world.
Aw, but Jack, I've been so
Terrible, irresponsible, irrational, thoughtless.
dishonest with you about the money and the new stuff I bought, but I've also been very dishonest with myself. You know, the truth is, Jack, it's been very hard on me since your dad left, and I haven't been handling it very well. I miss him, and it really hurt me when he left. It still hurts me. And I think I bought all that stuff to feel in control and to forget, you know, even for a little while. But it didn't really work because the feelings never went away, no matter what I bought. I haven't been a really good mother to you, and it's not your job to save me. And I've asked too much from you. No little boy should be running around trying to care for his family. There should be, you know, going to the canal and watching the boats float by and getting jam all over their face. I know everything you've done was to try to make me happy, but I'm not going to be happy until I start taking that on myself. So I'm really sorry, Jack. I've really messed up.
It's okay, Mom. I know you miss Dad. I miss him too.
You've never talked about it.
Never really wanted to listen.
I want to listen now.
They hug it out and exit. Scene 18. Divine Bovine Final Extravaganza. Location, the English countryside.
And so Jack and his mother walked back to their farm, and Jack told his mother all about how he was almost destroyed by a giant for stealing a few pieces of gold. And his mom almost had a heart attack while passing out, but they figured it out. Jack did think about sparing his mother the details, but both of them were trying something new, being honest with each other and with themselves. And that was working pretty well for them. Anzo, Gabby, and Harper were totally homeless after the beanstalk came down, but there was space at Jack's farm and they needed the extra hands. So it all worked out. And as for me, I took our fortune teller show on the road, and thanks to the wizard,
Carl.
and thanks to Carl, the wizard, I am more than just a 2-second scene. I went from unremarkable to unforgettable, which is exactly as it should be.
The end. This has been a stage reading of Jack and the Beanstalk by Goodger-Pink Family Theater. This performance is a stage reading of a completed script that is yet to be fully produced. A stage reading is often used in the early stages of writing to help the playwright complete their story. However, this behind-the-scenes glimpse of our future show gives you a chance to see what is to come. The actors were reading from their scripts with minimal staging. It is important for us to acknowledge that this reading took place on Treaty 7 land. We are honored to be able to share our story in the same place stories have been shared for thousands of years. We would also like to thank TD Bank for being the sponsor of the RPAC at Home series. Thank you for coming to the show.